Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life.
Wichita, Kansas, America!
Wichita, Kansas, America!
America!
Hey, it's Rock and Robin here with you, along with Fossa, Jen, the Dawn, Landis, and we're out here at Tanganika Wildlife Park. I mean, this place is phenomenal.
It is, Robin. My goodness.
Yeah.
And who do we have behind us?
Yeah, who's this guy? Who are the, oh, look, we have an audience. Who is this?
ISIS is on the left and Peace is on the right.
Peace. And they're hungry. So we're out here right now. We're at the giraffes.
Awesome.
It's such a cool thing to come out and do. They're so pretty up in person.
And now you are a mother of a young child, young kids, and you've brought them out here.
And my daughters, both of my daughters and my mom, I brought them out here for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. And we just had so much fun. The whole place is so cool.
And we have your youngest.
Yeah, we have him here today where he's going to get to experience it. But we actually have the season pass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I encourage people to do that because it's something, there's always something going on out here at Tanganika. So.
Have you been here before?
No, this is the first time, so I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm telling you, we're going to have so much fun. Okay, who wants to feed the camels for me?
The camels or the
giraffes? The giraffes. Now we're going to ride a camel.
We're going to ride a camel.
We'll ride a camel and feed a giraffe.
Somebody in the audience.
We have a volunteer in the audience.
We have a volunteer.
Would you like to come up, sir, that we do not know? We don't know your name.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's your name? Julius.
Okay, let's get you some food.
A moment ago, you could see the actual top side of the giraffe, which is over here. Wait, Julius.
Oh, it's a special treat.
Oh, yummy.
And now the others are all going, wait a minute, where's mine?
Oh my, a little lettuce.
Is she the one that does like to be petted?
Yes, and she actually likes to be pet. Would you like to pet her, bud?
She does like to be petted.
Yeah.
I'll have you come on this side for me.
I don't know how
Come on all the way. And you pet her just down her neck.
Cool, huh?
She's shedding.
Oh, sounds like my house.
Yeah, she's shedding. Do they shed like dogs do? Yep. Really? That's awesome.
How many giraffe are out here?
We have 11 out here.
11?
Wow.
Wow.
Julius, she's right by you. You can pet her neck.
Love her vibrate.
She's beautiful. Those eyelashes. Be jealous, ladies.
Oh my God.
That's it.
You guys want to come on in? Oh,
He tried to lick her.
He was going to give you a big kiss.
Like she's like, I like hanging out here.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Do they make sounds?
Whoa.
How do they communicate? Through just gesture?
Yeah, body language, kind of like sign language for animals.
When I was here the other day, I was feeding one of the babies. They were so gorgeous. We have a piece. Here you go, baby.
You can't make sounds like
Okay. Well, once again, man, we've got a lot to show you guys today at Real People, Real Life, Tanganika. Here we are.
Her name is Posey. She is a pygmy hippo. Pygmy hippos are found in Western Africa instead of the Nile hippo, which is found in Northern and Central Africa. She is 3 years old. That's sexual maturity for a pygmy hippo. So we're hoping very shortly to put her and our male together so that way we can hopefully have a successful breeding and then have a baby pygmy hippo after about 7 to 8 months.
Oh my gosh, more babies. Yay!
And my favorite thing about the baby pygmy hippo is that they are about the size of a loaf of bread, super fat and wrinkly, and they weigh about 7 to 12 pounds. They're completely dependent upon mom, so that's including for their first time swimming. So they'll have to go into the water. Mom will actually have to come up underneath them, raise them back up to the surface so they learn to take their breath above water, not below. And they can hold their breath for about 15 minutes at a time.
Wow. Wow, you're a cutie. Show me those teeth again. That's a pretty smile.
Good girl.
What a pretty smile. Okay, so the people that have different passes get to come up and feed them?
That's correct. We have a VIP value wristband, so that way they have 2 P's or premiums listed on that wristband. Go ahead and get started so we can demonstrate. You are going to come up first. These 2 premium boxes can be used throughout the park at 3 different stations: the hippo feeding, the rhino feeding, and at the camel rides. So what you're going to do is step up right here next to my foot, throw those right into her tongue. Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
And we are working up to petting with Posey. Pluto, our male, he doesn't really mind, but Posey, as a female of the species, is very skittish. She's the one taking care of the babies, worried about where all the predators are going to be coming from, or there's going to be anybody trying to come after babies. So she's always skittish and anxious about things. Exactly. So we're working towards it. It's one of those things that we're hoping to have in the future. But we can do it very easily with our male Pluto. He is very food motivated and he doesn't mind. Aim right for her tongue in the middle and you can't miss. There you go.
Good job. Alright, wow, okay, we're in the see some monkeys. Yeah. Let's go see some monkeys. I get
Thank you. 1, 2, and 3. Again, step up nice and close. Don't be afraid. She can't get you.
Molly.
We are out here with the DeBraza monkeys. I have no idea if I said that right or not. I don't know if you can see it in the back, but he is really showing off for us. You guys got to come out here and check this out. It's so cool. They're so cute. He's been like out here. He's carrying around his own tail and doing flip flops and jumping around.
And the giraffes are in the back watching.
Yeah, exactly.
There he goes, look at him.
There's some more back in the corner that are just being real quiet.
Mom and Dad.
The card here says that they come from Cameroon, and actually they exist from Cameroon down into Ethiopia. So it says they're a widespread type of monkey, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, they're so cute.
We have today the Red River hog. That is not from the Oklahoma-Texas border, by the way, but the Red River hog is from Africa, Central Africa. Stretches from the east to the west over there. It's a beautiful animal. And if you come out here to Tanganika wildlife deal, you're going to see this and so many other animals. These are rather unique animals. I don't know that I've ever seen these before. Very peaceful animals. Coming over here, eating, drinking a little bit of water today. Just saying hi to us. Visited them out there today. We hope that you'll come out and visit this beautiful place also, because it is gorgeous. Red River hogs from Africa. Yeah, I thank you.
We're here in front of the mandrills. Mandrills are, you might think, Rafiki from The Lion King, but they're actually not that same kind of animal. Rafiki is actually a combination of mandrills and baboons. They took the best of each type of animal, because baboons have that big long tail that you'll see Rafiki have. The mandrills are the ones with the big red blushy faces. Their faces are these beautiful multicolors, which they usually, it doesn't show that much until they start getting a little nervous, or they get excited or something, then they start almost blushing like humans do. But they took the face shape and they gave that to Rafiki, and they took the tail and they gave it to Rafiki. So Rafiki's actually a combination of mandrills and baboons, which makes him an animal that doesn't even exist, honestly.
They usually get on me and poop on me. Seriously. Every time I've ever gone to like Cancun or wherever and they have all these gorgeous birds, they always want to get on my shoulder or on my head, and then immediately I'm a poop zone. You know, but so far today, there's hundreds of them in here, and I have not been a poop victim yet, okay? So this is a good thing. What are these called, Matt?
Lorikeets.
Lorikeets.
They're Australian birds.
Australian? Oh my God, there's so many. I don't really have enough left. There's a lot of them. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh! Okay, holy cow. Aren't they pretty?
There you go. Underneath, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you remember how to hold this, Juju? That's it, okay? But you cannot feed them by the window. Yeah, okay?
Let them come
Stand
to you.
out. Here, let's go over here, Juju.
What in the world is that? Getting the one
Wow.
That one looks like Don.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Don.
Oh, Don, yeah, I know. Hey. There you go, Bob.
And then this one's on.
This big guy up here. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. It's almost gone, guys. Okay. Oh, get it. Oh, bird bite. I don't really have enough left. Aren't they adorable?
They are.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna name that one Fasa.
Yeah. I'll take him home.
So far today, there's hundreds of them in here, and I have not been a poop victim uniform. What are these called, Matt?
They'll fly around you, don't worry.
This one's literally licking the bottom of the cup. Excuse me.
Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America! And then we're just a little sweaty here, right?
It's a little humid.
It's a little humid, yes. And we have Matt here from Tanganika. We've barely begun. Barely. There is so much out here.
There is. I mean, we are the little zoo, a lot of people like to call us, but, you know, we pack a lot of punch in that
You
little
sure
bit.
do. So already, we got to feed the giraffe.
Yeah.
How many giraffe do you have here?
Right now we have 12.
Okay.
So, and then, but, you know, we expect a couple more babies, so we'll be up to maybe 14, and then when they leave, we'll be down a little. But, you know, every year we're always having babies. So I think last year we had 5. So far this year we've had 3. So.
Wow. Now some of the animals that we're not going to get to see today because they're in specific designated areas. One is the black
Black, yeah. So we have a black Amur leopard. There's only 3 of those in the entire world.
Wow.
And so, and her name is Mystique. She was born here at the park last year. So we did have her on exhibit last year, but we imported some new mandrills, which are like Rafiki from The Lion King.
Yeah.
And so she's back in the, you know, kind of in our breeding area right now. So.
And what else do you have back there? There's a very special breeding area that you guys.
Yeah. So the clouded leopards that we talked about, they have a lot. They have a special breeding area for the pairs of them because we have quite a few. And then we have jaguars back there. The Amur leopards are back there. We have just some other monkey species and things back there as well. And then we have the cheetahs have their own breeding facility. We just built this winter. Wow. So we are up to 8 cheetahs, and they have a cheetah breeding area.
Wow. And we're going to get a sneak peek here in a little bit of something that just is in the process of having a grand opening. What is that going to be?
That's right. So we're calling it Troublemakers Cove, but it's the first phase of our children's play area, or our children's zoo, and it features African penguins, also known as jackass penguins.
Okay, and I hope that I can get them to talk,
That's
and
right.
you'll get why, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And then we have the albino alligator Luna, which she had a temporary enclosure for all these years, a tent. And so now she has a nice permanent home. It's good size for us, so we're excited about that. And then the third part of Troublemakers Cove, which are the true troublemakers, would be the Asian small-clawed otters. So we do have the otters here, but the exhibit's not done yet. So, but yeah, that's going to be the first phase of our new children's zoo.
And I want to get you when we go over to the. I always think of the movie. That one.
Madagascar?
Yeah.
The lemurs?
Yeah, that's my
right.
friends. Yeah, but you're going to explain some of the new kind of rules with that.
That's right. So we did have some changes a year or so ago that you know have caused some dislike for people or whatever. You know, it's.
Do you not get to feed them anymore?
You still get to feed them. It's just it's a different experience. They don't get to crawl across your lap and stuff anymore. So a little bit more contact there that they forced us to make changes to. So
that's
we can
unfortunate. I used to love that.
It is. It's really unfortunate. It was by far our most popular exhibit. People loved it the most. And
when you say they, who's they?
Just our visitor. Oh, who changed it?
Yeah.
USDA.
Okay.
Yeah, USDA.
So you were forced to change that. Otherwise, the people love that.
Yeah, I mean, we had 1 million interactions on the
Yeah.
island prior to them changing it. No problems at all. You know, we felt it was very safe and we were within the rules, but they just felt differently,
That's
and
unfortunate.
it's subject to their interpretation. And so
Right.
so that's how we
That's
had
how
to make
that works.
changes.
The other thing too to remember here about Tanganika is the fact that you receive absolutely zero
Government,
government
state.
from federal, from state to local. You receive no funding whatsoever other than private and or local business donations, correct?
That's correct. So I mean, we're a family-owned zoo, we're a private zoo, and we don't receive a subsidy. Like most zoos are subsidized,
Right.
And some more than others, and so, but we don't receive any of that. So we rely solely on you. I like to say, kind of, I think it's probably a PBS thing, but we're 100% supported by you.
Yeah.
By,
Where can people go to do that supporting of you?
Well, I'm buying a membership before I leave.
Yeah.
So I'm donating that way, yeah.
So there's one way. I mean, you can become a real member. Just coming out to the park, participating in all the interactive exhibits, and or buying something at the concession stand or buying something in the gift shop. All those things add up and help us care for the animals. So that's one way that you can do it, and you obviously get something out of that as well. But if you just want to adopt an animal, you can go to our website and you can adopt. We have several different species that you can adopt, and we'll send you a certificate or a plush, different things like that. There's just a lot of different ways. Of course, our special events that we have, those go directly to our winter fund. So
Do we have any special events coming up?
it's going to be the couple months, so September and October we will. And so we have the Ameritrust Tiger Trot, which is our road race. It's a 5K or 15K.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's always great. It comes with admission, so you get done running, walk through the park some with your family, and then head on for the rest of your day. And then our next one is the Pumpkins at the Park, which is the largest family-friendly Halloween event. This entire park is it's like blown up with Halloween. I mean, we have
On Halloween?
Actually, it's 5 nights. We don't actually do it on Halloween. We have in the past, but most people are out trick-or-treating in their own neighborhoods, so we aren't doing it on Halloween. But it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think, the week before Halloween. And, we have a pumpkin trail. We have all kinds of costume characters. We have a 3D haunted house, like maze. We have a stage show.
Do any of the animals get to play parts, like the line, like when you come to one part, it's like, rah!
Yeah. That blood is real. No.
Step over it, it's real blood.
No, we actually do incorporate, our mission is to strengthen the connection between people and the natural world. So everything we do, whether it be a special event, a wedding here at the park, a birthday party here at the park, it doesn't matter. We try to incorporate animals into all of it. So at the Halloween event, we have a mad scientist stage show, Dr. Frankenstein.
Wow.
And he always tries to create really scary monsters and makes the cutest, cuddliest things you can ever think of. And so, but then we also have, we call it the creepy crawler room, and the keepers are in there, and we have all kinds of stuff from an 8-foot python to 3-banded armadillos to African porcupines. So, we incorporate animals into the event wherever we can, as much as we can, just again to strengthen that connection.
You mentioned birthday parties and weddings. I've seen a giant room that would be perfect for that. Is that what you do out here? You hold birthday parties and weddings?
It was one Saturday when I was there.
And they actually incorporate the animals into those events?
That's right. So we actually have multiple rooms. So depending on the size of your event, we can accommodate. We've done groups of 2,000. One of the local credit unions had a customer appreciation day with almost 3,000 people.
Wow.
But from a wedding, 300 people is about our max, and so. We incorporate animals. We'll bring animals to the event. We'll ambassador them. Or, like for a wedding, we've had a lot of weddings where we had a penguin as a flower girl, so she'll walk down the aisle.
Oh, adorable! Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
Yeah, so cool. It makes it a lot of fun. You go to a bunch of weddings in the summer, and you don't remember a whole lot about most of them, but you remember the one that had the penguin walk.
Oh, absolutely. That's unforgettable.
So it makes it a lot of fun.
Matt, where can we go to find you on Facebook.com?
All that good stuff? Yes, so our website is twpark.com. And then on Facebook, we're, Facebook/TWParkFans. And then, Twitter, Instagram are just Tanganika Park is our handle on those. And I was trying to think what else we have.
So easy to get here from, let's say like from the airport or even downtown. Just take Highway 54 Kellogg.
To 167.
I took
183rd, or either one.
167 or 183rd, but if you go past 183rd, you've gone a little too far.
Yeah.
But exit either on 167 or on 183rd, then to go, what would that be?
A mile north of Maple.
That'd be
A mile
north.
and you want to hit
And then head
Maple,
west again.
and then head west, and you can't miss the entrance.
On 183rd, is it signed? Are there signs out there?
Ish.
They're not large.
They're not large, so that's definitely something we want to improve. So.
Right, is the signing for directions off of Kellogg to here, because believe, I didn't even know this place existed until about 4 years ago. And then when I found out, I mean, how incredible is it that you have this little like treasure in the middle of Kansas? Like you will not see these animals. How many animals do you have here that aren't found in any of the other zoos?
I mean, regionally we have quite a few. I mean, the Siamese, the white-handed gibbons, the African penguins. Even though like Sedgwick County has penguins, ours are a little different. They look very similar. The white tigers are at least unique in our local area. But then like the African honey badgers, there's only like 2 or 3 zoos with those. The Javan langurs, there's only 2 zoos with those. We have okapi, which are very rare in zoos. So I mean, we have a lot of very rare species, that are rare to the United States.
That's so crazy. It's great.
I want to go see more.
Hey guys,
Yes.
Dawn and I were back there pointing up here and said mama bird, baby bird.
That's
what that was in the background.
Everything nature you're really going to find here. It's really great. I love it.
Awesome. Real Big Real Life, we're going to go adventure some more at Tanganika.
Adventure hunting. All right, guys, and here we are with the black rhino. And a couple fun facts about the rhino. I was reading their horn is made out of the same dense fibers that our hair and fingernails are made out of. And also, the black rhino is aggressive, but they kind of chalk that up to the fact that they have very poor eyesight. So the rhino and I have something in common. So, but we have the rhino back here.
You charge a lot of people.
He's starting to venture out, but he has yet to make an appearance all the way to the front. If you can see him back there. He's not being aggressive now, but believe if there were another one, they would be ready to fight. Because I've actually seen, watching, of course, different nature channels, them fight, and they do a lot of damage with that giant horn. And what is that horn called? Matt, dive in. We have Matt here. Yeah, what's that horn called? They have 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just called horns.
They just have one big horn and one little
Matt the
horn.
expert.
Yes. So yeah. Now you have the greater one-horned rhino, which is an Indian rhino, and they just have 1 horn. So, but all the rhinos from Africa, the white rhinos and the black rhinos, they all have the 2 horns. So.
Now, are the white rhinos also aggressive?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty typical thing among rhino species.
Do they all have bad eyesight?
In general, yeah.
Okay. All right. We were learning about the pygmy hippo. How long do these stay pregnant when they reproduce?
These guys have a gestation month period of around, I think, 16 to 18 months.
So that's not fair. They only are pregnant for 7 to 8 months, and these are pregnant for over a year.
Yeah, it's like a
almost
year and a half. It's like a year and a half, I think.
That's
to 2
crazy.
Years, so not quite as long as an elephant, which is almost 2 years. But when the babies come out, I don't know how big they are. We haven't had any babies yet. We're working on breeding them. But I know that they're several hundred pounds when they're born. So
now, I know that when the elephants grow their tusk out, they're sought after. Are the horns on the rhinoceros, or is it just their aggressive behavior that keeps them from being sought after?
No, it's the horn on the rhinos actually. They get poached, and last year over 1,500 of them were poached in the wild.
For their horn?
Yeah, primarily for the horn. So in a lot of Asian cultures, that horn is believed to have all kinds of medicinal purposes.
Oh.
So I mean, they literally think it'll cure everything from a hangover to cancer.
Wow.
And so in China and Vietnam especially, it's a real problem, and so that's where the demand is coming from. And so then of course they're poaching. At one time the rhino's weight the horn was worth more than its weight in gold.
Really?
So for a family living in Africa or whatever, like that's a ton of money.
Yeah, that's
so it's a
living.
ton of money for us,
Yeah.
let alone for them. So.
But dyeing them wouldn't take away from their medicinal value or any of that. So, like how they're saving tusks on elephant, they can't do this for them.
Not really. Now, I mean, you can harvest the horn, kind of like you do with the tusks. I mean,
because it grows like fingernails and hair.
Exactly. So you could cut it off safely, just like you trim your fingernails. You could do the same thing with the horn, and then try to meet the demand in a safe way. But you would need a whole lot more rhinos. And
I was going to say, then why would poachers off them, to get that? But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because they don't own the rhinos to begin with.
That's terrible. But
yeah, it's horrible. So You know, there's been talks of trying to do that with rhinos, and in some instances, in some parts of Africa, they have actually they cut the horns off. So the rangers will cut them off just so it's preemptive, so that there's not enough there to warrant the poacher's time or effort. So they'll just go ahead and just cut them off. But
and who do we have here?
This one right here is Travis. So he's our male. We have two. We have Travis and Kit. And of course they're isolated like you mentioned earlier, but we do put them in together when they're going to breed. So
okay, so the males do still fight females and they're territorial like that?
Yeah, for the most part rhinos are solitary animals. Even in the wild they just kind of hang by themselves. So you know, they get together for one purpose,
one
pretty
reason
much.
only.
Yeah, and then they go their separate ways.
Keep rhinos on the planet.
That's right.
So can you tell me what would be the difference between a male and a female? Would I be able to see that visually, or is that?
Well, other than the normal anatomical differences that you would guess.
What I mean.
Yeah, there's that. But then just if you saw them next to each other, kid or female is actually quite a bit smaller.
So the females do run a little bit smaller.
Right. So, but if you just saw them out here and you weren't used to them, you wouldn't necessarily know, oh, that rhino's smaller than the male. The way we tell them apart actually is Kit's horn is a lot sharper. She keeps it at a much nicer point. He kind of has his rubbed down a little bit. So.
Do they do that because they protect their young? Is that like the?
I think it's just a personality thing.
Oh.
Like, you know.
She likes her nails done.
Yeah, some people like their hair peaked. Some people like their horn sharp.
Right.
Same thing.
Awesome. Well, I've learned a lot about the black rhino. Moving on.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Once again, this is Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America, and I have Matt, the man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. And where at?
Tanganika Wildlife Park.
Exactly. And, you told me the story the other day about these guys behind me and how you've been able to increase the number right here. Tell me a little bit about that.
All right, so the clouded leopards, which these are clouded leopards, they're kind of the crown jewel of our breeding program. So we've been out here for over 30 years breeding rare and endangered species, but most people didn't realize that because we didn't open to the public till 8 years ago.
Right.
So, but when it comes to breeding, we're one of the most prolific zoos in the entire world, and the clouded leopards are a great example of that. So behind us, we have 4 different ones. Now 2 of those came from different zoos. One came from Tampa, Florida. Another one came from Point Defiance in Seattle. And so we all have them in here together because they grow up together, and then we'll pair them up as they get older, and they'll kind of make pairs that way. But what's really cool about the clouded leopards is we've actually increased the worldwide captive population of clouded leopards by over 15%.
Now that's cool.
Yeah,
that
so
is way
just
cool.
our little family-owned zoo here in Goddard, Kansas has had a significant impact in the preservation of their species.
Oh, I love this. I love this. We're going to get more information from Matt here in a minute because that's one of the things that I find fascinating about our little Goddard, Kansas zoo here, that, I mean, these guys really are a leader. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys are definitely a leader in the preservation and increasing the herds of different types of animals from everywhere.
That's right. So, I mean, just this year alone, we've had 22 baby cats born at the park. And that's not just clouded leopards. 7 different species when the tigers are born. So that'll actually be white tigers, Amur leopards, which is the rarest big cat in the world,
right.
Clouded leopards, snow leopards, Eurasian lynx, African serval, I'm missing one, jaguars. So 7 different species of cats have been born at the park so far this year.
I love this. Babies! Baby animals!
Oh.
All right, here we are. We're in the land of down under. Matt, tell us what we have here.
Well, this is a red kangaroo. Her name is Rika.
Rika, okay.
And she kind of has a special story. Now, Rika had a first-time mom, and so she wasn't real sure what to do. Ended up kind of booting Rika out of the pouch early.
Oh.
So we actually had to hand raise her. So she grew up in our nursery in a pouch, and we'd bottle feed her every so often and everything. And so, and she actually got her name through a Facebook contest. So we let our fans name her through Facebook. So they came up with Rika Roo. So
Rika Roo. That's good, Dave.
Yeah. So, but this is our kangaroo exhibit. So,
How old is she? How old is Rika?
she's about a year or so now,
About
a year and a half.
Okay.
So we, but you know, in our kangaroo exhibit, we I took a trip to Australia, and when I was there, you know, they had a walk-through kangaroo exhibit, kind of like most zoos have, like petting zoos with goats and everything.
Yeah.
But there was just kangaroos, and so we wanted to bring that back home here. So a lot of zoos have walkthroughs, but very few of them actually let you go off the pass and come up and pet the kangaroos. And so
Now, are these kangaroos box?
well, I mean, they can kind of box, but for the most part, you see what she's doing. Like, that's what she's going to do 90% of the day, is just lay around. So kangaroos are very lazy, but that doesn't make for good YouTube videos, you know. So the only thing you ever see is them boxing or doing silly things like that. But this is what they do most of the day, is they just lay around, and so, you know, guests can come in, they'll kneel down behind, and then they can just pet her on the back here. So.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
So and then so yeah, she's pretty laid back and pretty good. Like, I mean, all the roos here do a pretty good job.
Now, I would say that kangaroos' defense, they're not lazy. They're just simply trying to get cool.
That is also true. I mean, they come from a sub-temperate climate, so or sub-desert climate. So one of the things they'll do when you see them out here, you'll see them dig down a little bit because they have claws on their paws, and like they like to dig with those, and they'll actually dig down. So the surface ground is very hot, but obviously when you dig down, it's cooler. So they'll dig down and actually kind of lay down where it's cooler. So yeah, just pet her on the back there. There you go.
Oh, good job.
It's pretty soft, huh?
How about the other way? Good job. Stroke her fur the other way.
Ooh.
You go like this.
Hey, good job, Julia. Ooh.
Adorable.
They are. This is wonderful, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I've never seen a kangaroo petting zoo, so that's pretty awesome.
See? I'm telling you, this is so cool
This is
out
very
here.
popular with a lot of your guests out here too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very popular, and you know, it's part of the experience. It's free, it doesn't cost any extra, and so you know, not very many people have had that experience, so it's definitely something that you should come out and enjoy.
Absolutely, I would say so.
How long do they live on average?
The kangaroos on average are going to be around 20 years.
Really?
Wow.
19 more years, people to come out and pet Rika. Come on, don't miss out this opportunity.
Rika-roo.
Rika-roo, that's
I
right.
love it.
Named by the fans of Tanganika.
Love it.
Wildlife.
You're acting like Matt.
Up and groomer, yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Alright, you guys, we're back here and once again with Matt, and we're going to get a little bit of information about this little character behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a quite a unique looking thing. It's an albino alligator. Can you tell me a little bit about albino alligators?
Yeah, so albino alligators, there's only about 40 of them in the entire world, so they're incredibly rare. Generally, they won't last more than a day or so in the wild when they're born. For a couple of reasons. One, their skin is obviously white. It burns very easily. So if she's in the sun for, 5 minutes, her skin will start to burn. So that's one reason. And then also, if you're a little animal in a dark swamp and you're very bright, predators are, you're a little more apt to get eaten.
A little easier seen.
That's right. So there's a lot of reasons they don't survive. Now, most of the alligators that are in existence today, the albinos, were farmed. So they were in an alligator farm or somewhere, so they harvested the eggs and or incubated the eggs, and then the alligators.
And by
were
the
born.
luck of the draw, they got an albino.
Correct. That's correct. Now, what's really cool about Luna here at the park, so up to 2005, there was a pair of alligators in Louisiana that was having a white baby every now and then. Now, Luna was born just before Hurricane Katrina hit in Louisiana. So we heard all the stories about all the destruction, all the people displaced, all the other things that went on, right? But what we didn't hear about was all the animals that were impacted by Katrina. And so now her parents, after Katrina, there was no more in the nest anymore. So they got separated, one died. They don't know exactly what happened to the parents. But that means that Luna was the last albino alligator to be born in the wilds anywhere.
So she was born in the wild and survived a very short period of time, obviously, before you found her, right?
Yeah, well, I guess she was hatched. She was hatched, or not hatched, but she was born in the egg in the wild. Then they grabbed the eggs and they hatched her.
That's incredible.
So now there has been one other alligator born in captivity, though. It was 2 white alligators they were able to breed, which I think that's only the second time that's ever happened. But So they're very rare to begin with, but she's the last one to actually be born in the wild.
So now when you say she could suffer a sunburn, she stays inside always?
That's correct. So prior to this new enclosure that we have for her, we had her in a tent because she was originally just going to be. We were going to have her on exhibit for like one season, but the facility let us buy her, so we had her. But she was just in that tent, and so so that way the sun couldn't get to her. But now her new one, we have the windows, but we have the UV blocking all the harmful rays in the windows and stuff, so she gets a lot more natural light now, and but doesn't get all the harmful rays.
Now she's in there by herself. Is she friendly with other alligators?
I would guess that she probably wouldn't be. Again, they're more solitary animals. They're not together a whole lot, and for the most part, like you could technically go in there and she just stay there. It's not like she just immediately come after you. But if you got close to her, or she felt threatened or something, then she might try to do something. But
well, she's a beautiful, incredible animal, and we still have some more pretty beautiful, incredible animals in the same enclosure.
That's right. This is just one part of our new Troublemakers Cove. So.
Oh, so this will be the Troublemakers Cove. This is right. Wonderful. All right, well, let's go check out these other little creatures over here.
Carefully bite.
Here.
What kind is it? Lemon?
No.
Coconut?
All right, so we're out here on Lemur Island. Matt, tell me some about the lemurs. I've been out here before and they're so cool.
So the Lemur Island is probably our most popular exhibit. Now it's a little different than what people might be used to. So it used to be you could sit on one of these lower rocks behind us,
right?
And then the lemurs would come and walk across your lap, kind of like the lemurs walking across the pole now.
Right.
But that doesn't happen anymore. So basically we had a situation where a lady had shared her experience online, right, and a little baby lemur had crawled in the bucket seat and was standing on her baby's head. Oh. And the baby was asleep, the baby human was asleep, never noticed. The lady thought it was great. She blogged about it, shared her pictures. It went viral. I mean, I was getting calls from like the Canadian Reader's Digest, and it was on the UK Daily Mail. I mean, it was everywhere. Yeah. Well, then the animal rights groups and got a hold of it and they turned us into USDA saying, hey, this is not safe, so they had to come out and do an inspection. And even though we had done a million different interactions with no incidences, they decided they wanted to change it. So now, basically, you saw the lemur was up here on the post.
Yeah.
That's how we do it now. So we'll have you stand back. You just, we'll get them up on the post, and then you'll just walk up and hand them crazing. So.
Okay. Well, it's still a pretty cool experience.
Here, let me get a craze and I'll show you.
Absolutely. Oh, he knows too.
Oh yeah.
They are ready.
All right. So now basically we'll have guests back here. You're like that. You'll close your hand, and then when you walk up, and you'll just open your hand, and there you go, just like that.
Oh, they're so cool.
So it's still a pretty awesome experience. It's just not quite as cool as it was because they can't climb on you anymore.
Now, do they make noises at all?
They do. It's kind of a that was pretty good actually.
Oh, okay.
It's like kind of noise.
Is that them?
No. So, but they also make an alarming noise too. It's kind of like a siren call.
Okay.
When it's like an alarming noise. But
Okay.
so anyway, it's still a pretty awesome experience. The only place I know of, or one of very few places in the country, you can still hand feed lemurs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So pretty awesome.
Where do lemurs come from?
So these guys come natively from Madagascar.
Okay.
So that's the only island in the world they come from. There's several different species. Here at the park we have the ringtail lemurs, you can see the rings. And then we also have some red ruffed lemurs that are on exhibit in a different area.
Okay, great.
It's, my analogy's been like if you went to Worlds of Fun and they told you the mamba's only 10 feet high now, it still went really fast, it would be cool, but it's not the same experience that it was before.
Right.
And so again, if you've never experienced it, it's still pretty awesome. If you'd been out here before, it might be a little bit of a letdown, but at the same time, I mean, we have so much other interactions with the rhino feeding pygmy, hippos, giraffes, I mean, more feeding than any other zoo in the Midwest.
Absolutely.
So this is one great part of it, but there's a whole lot more that we offer.
Yeah, no.
It's
This is
still
totally
amazing
awesome.
and they're still adorable. Did you hear those sounds they make? That is adorable.
All right, we're going to go check out some more here at Tanganika.
What sound do they make? Yeah. Come on, give me a phone here. I'm sorry. Fine.
Time.
Decided to lay down back there.
He's getting ready to chill.
What are the white tigers?
Yes. So these are white tigers. We actually have a male and a female. Now the female Sky is inside because we expect babies any day. But Gilbert's outside here. And we actually do demos with him twice a day. So the keeper will come over here and get him to do different activities and things like that. And so that's always pretty cool to see. But these guys are pretty rare, a little bit more rare than the orange tigers that you see. They have a recessive gene that gives them that color. So just like some people have blue eyes or blonde hair, the white tigers have a recessive gene that gives them that white color. There you go, just like that, blonde hair.
You have a recessive gene there. Years ago, Henry Valley Zoo in Omaha.
Yeah,
a white tiger. They made a big production out of it.
Yeah, so I mean they're beautiful animals. People love them. And it's a shame. There's a lot of political stigma that's attached to these guys and misinformation. So for instance, you'll see sometimes where it'll say the only way to get a white tiger is through inbreeding, and that's incorrect. Like in the 1950s, that's probably what they believed because we didn't have the understanding of genetics that we have today. But today we know they have the recessive gene, and so through a simple Punnett square, if you remember those from high school, the recessive gene, dominant gene thing, we can actually introduce new blood into the species, or new blood's been introduced to the species. And so we can have tigers without trying to inbreed them,
Okay,
so.
that's very good. They're amazing. But you really wouldn't see too many of these in the nature there, would you? Kind of like that albino.
Yeah, so the white tigers, they were found in nature, but the last ones to be seen in the wild were actually in the 1950s. That's when they captured the original couple of white tigers in India. And so all white tigers can trace their lineage back to actually those handful of tigers that were captured back then. So.
Very interesting. Well, listen, we have anything more to see out here today? I think we do, don't we?
I think we do.
Well, let's go. Let's
Sounds
see
great.
some more. Give it a 3, 2, 1 and move.
You want to stand behind or you want me to?
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, here we are. We're the
Real people, real life at Tanganika.